This is problem number 1 from section 5.1. In this problem it says let f of x equal 4x minus 5 and g of x equal 3 minus x squared. Evaluate each expression symbolically. So it says f plus g of 4. So what does f plus g of 4 mean? It means let's take f plus g of 4. That means let's take the f and g function and either combine them together using addition, or we can do f of 4 plus g of 4. Either one. So f of 4 plus g of 4 would give us, that'd be 4 times 4 minus 5 for the f function, plus the g function, which is 3 minus 4 squared. That's going to give you 16 minus, well, this would be minus 5 plus 3, and then square that, that's minus 16. So you end up with the 16s canceling, negative 3 plus, or negative 5 plus 3 gives you negative 2 for f plus g of 4. Part B, f minus g of negative 3. So we can either combine the two functions together using subtraction, or we can do f of negative 3 minus g of negative 3. Now I'm going to do this slightly different than I did the first one, so I can show you the other version. So let's do f minus g of x. That means we're going to plug in, we're going to take this function and we're going to subtract this function. So we're going to have 4x minus 5 minus 3 minus x squared. That's going to give you 4x minus 5 minus 3 plus x squared, which is, this will give you negative 8. So we'll have, I'm going to rearrange this, x squared plus 4x minus 8. Now I'm going to say that I'm going to plug in the negative 3. So now I'm doing f minus g of negative 3, which is this function right here. So I'm going to get negative 3 squared plus 4 times negative 3 minus 8. So that's 9 minus 12 minus 8, which is, that'd be negative 20, so it's negative 11, which is the solution. Now, you can see the difference. So the first part, I did it by just saying, okay, f plus g of 4 means I'm plugging 4 into f and into g, so I did f of 4 plus g of 4. But I could have done f plus g of x, got a function, and then plugged that number into it like I did in the second problem. I showed both ways to do this. You can do it either way. The way to do part B would have been to just do f of negative 3 minus g of negative 3. And if you do f of negative 3 minus g of negative 3, you would have ended up with negative 11 as well. All right, part C. Part C, f times g of 0. So this is going to be f of 0 times g of 0. So I'm going to do it, I think the way I did in part A is the easiest way to do it. So 0 goes in, so I get 4 times 0 minus 5. And I'm multiplying that times g of 0, which is 3 minus 0 squared. That's going to give you 0 here, so it's negative 5 times 3, which is negative 15. Right? A lot less steps than we did in part B, but I'm just showing you that that's the one way you could have done it in part B. Part D. F over g, so f divided by g of 5. So that's going to be f of 5 over g of 5. F of 5, we plug 5 in for f, we get 4 times 5 minus 5 over g, which would be 3 minus 5 squared. This is 20 minus 5 over 3 minus 25. So I get 15 over, that's a negative 22. So I get negative 15 over 22. So I hope you can see there's multiple ways to go about solving these. I think the easiest way is when you see f plus g of 4, that means f of 4 plus g of 4. I'm plugging 4 into both functions. F times g, I'm plugging 0 into both functions and multiplying the solutions, so on and so forth.